So how we can calculate the heuristic? If there is a graph or there is a tree, we can find the heuristic like a straight line, with straight line or the straight distance, straight line distance between two nodes. Okay, if there is a problem like 8 puzzle problem, we can find the distance like misplaced tiles or number of moves to reach to the start state to goal states. Okay, so this kind of heuristic we can apply over the problem, depend on the type of problem. Okay, so there are three function or the three cost we can we calculate. gn gn shows the cost from initial state to the current node. Okay, just see. Just consider this is your graph. Okay, so gn shows the cost from your start state. Suppose this is your start state, this is your goal state, and this is your current state. Just consider this is your current state, means currently you are at this state. Okay, so gn shows the cost from your start state to current state. So there is some cost is given 5 7 2 3 9 8 5 2. Okay, these are the cost given. So gn says that the cost from start state to current state, which is 5 plus 3 8. Okay, so gn for this state is 8, which is 5 plus 3, which is 8. Okay, if we follow this path. Okay, and hn says hn estimate cost from your current state to goal state. This hn gives you the estimation. It will took this much cost from this state to goal state. Okay, so this estimation cost we write over the r node. Okay, like here 8 10. Okay, like 9 3 6. Here you can see, right, 18. Okay, so this number which is written over the node, this cost which is I've just written over the node is called the estimation cost. This shows that this is estimation from this node to this node, means the goal node. It will took around 8 cost. From this node to reach to the goal node, it will took around 6 cost. Okay, this is the estimation. You are guessing, means this number is showing the guessing. ये आपको बोल रहा है कि ये जो आपके स्टार्ट स्टेट से आप गोल स्टेट में जाने में बोल रहा है कि आपको लगभग 18 कॉस्ट लगेगी. ठीक है, इस एस्टिमेशन. और ये बोल रहा है कि ये जो आपकी एज पे जो नंबर लिखे हैं, ये इसकी एक्चुअल कॉस्टिंग, ये स्टेट से स्टेट जाने में 5 कॉस्ट लगेगी. और अगेन ये स्टेट पे आप है करंट सपोज, तो ये आपको बोल रहा है कि ये आपको 8 कॉस्ट में गोल स्टेट पे ले जाएगा. ये आपका नोट बोल रहा है कि आपको ये 10 कॉस्ट में मैं आपको गोल्ड स्टेट पे लेके जाऊंगा. ये बोल रहा है मैं 9 कॉस्ट में आपको गोल्ड स्टेट पे लेके जाऊंगा. ठीक है, ये जो नंबर आपके नोट के ऊपर लिखे हैं वो आपकी एस्टिमेशन है, मींस ह्यूरिस्टिक वैल्यू है. और जो एज पे नंबर लिखे हैं जो उसकी एक्चुअल वैल्यू है. ठीक है, ये एज मींस दिस इज द कॉस्ट फ्रॉम दिस स्टेट टू दिस स्टेट, दिस इज द कॉस्ट थ्री दिस स्टेट टू दिस स्टेट. So gn shows the cost cost from the start state to current state, which is 5, which is actual cost 5 plus 3 8. And this hn shows the estimation, which is the 6 cost is just showing that from this state to goal state it will took around 6 cost. If you talk about the hn for this node is just which is 10, it is showing you it will took around 10 cost to reach from this state to goal state. Okay, then fn is I'm just writing fn is the gn plus hn, means the actual cost to reach at this current state from the start state, and the estimation cost. If you talk about this is the current node, so where your hn is 8, which is the actual cost, and estimation cost which is 6. Okay, so this fn shows that the gn plus hn. Is it clear? Is it clear? If it is not clear, so we will see the example, then it will more clear to you what is HN, what is GN, and what is FN. If it is not clear, don't worry. When we see the example, it will more clear to you. So how we these heuristic use in example, just consider this is one example. This is the map of one country, or country on this, and shows this node is the different cities. And here you can see, I'm not suppose this is your start node, and your goal node is this, and the number which is written over these edges, this is the path between these two cities. These edges shows the path between these cities, and the number shows the cost. It will took 140 cost from this city to this city. It will took 151 cost to reach this city to this city. Means the number which is shown on the edges is shows the cost. And here, as you can see in the right hand side, it shows the estimation cost. It will just shows from this state, it will took 366 estimation cost. You can write this number over the node and showing this is the estimation cost. It will took around this much cost to reach to your start state, which is this, to reach your this is destination state. And each city has one estimation cost. This is not the actual cost, it's the estimation cost or the heuristic value. Suppose here, as you can see, this city which is in your map at this, it is saying this number 160 is the estimation cost. Means this says that this is the estimation cost to reach from this city to your destination. Okay, this is not the actual cost. Actual cost is on your edge. Okay. Okay, so we apply the heuristic value to find the path from your start state to goal state. Let's see solve how we can reach from this state, start state, to goal state. First, what is the path which follow? We have three options. We have from your start state, we have three options. We follow this path, or this path. We will select that path which has the least heuristic value. And as you can see, for reach to this city, which is here, it will took you cost 374. If we follow this path, uh, as this 253, and if we follow this path, it will took 329. So the number which is less, we will follow that path. As you can see, we have three number, and this number says this number is less, so we will follow this path. Now we have reached to this city. Now this is your current city. Now we have again three paths. We can go. We follow this path, or this path. Again, we will see the heuristic value which is less. We will follow that path and see if we reach to the goal state. Let's see. Okay, as you can yeah, we are at the currently at the our initial state heuristic value 366, and from the initial state we have three paths. These are the three paths, and as you can see, this path has the least heuristic value, so we'll follow this path. From this path, we have four options, so we will follow. We have four options. Actually, we have three options. This option, as you can see, the option which is try this path is try to go back to your initial state. So we will not follow this path. We will just ignore this path and follow only these three path. Okay. So out of these three path, again we will see the least heuristic value. The which state has the least heuristic value, will follow that path. Okay. Again, 176, 380, and 193. Again, you can see this state has the least heuristic value. So we will again explore this path only. Now you can see we have reached to this state, and now again see we have two options. Actually, we have only one option. This state is the same state from which this is the same path from we have reached to the state. Okay, so we will follow. We ultimately we have reached to our goal state. As you can see, the heuristic value for this state is 0. the heuristic value of your goal state always is 0. It will not took any cost to reach the state, the goal to goal. Okay, that is state to goal. Okay. Is it clear? I think it is clear to all of you. Okay. So there's some complete. The first point about the this search technique is complete. This not give you the solution, means it does not give you the guarantee to find the solution, means it's not a complete best first search technique, or this greedy search technique is not a complete. It can be stuck in any loop. Okay, time, it will took the cost b to our m. The worst case, if the heuristic is not good, means the heuristic, the heuristic is bad, it can took you b to the power m, where m is the depth of your search space. Okay, space the same. If you traverse all the cities or all the state, it will, the space of complexity will be to the power m. In the worst case, always it will be in the worst case. Optimal, no, is not give you guarantee to find the optimal solution. Again, if this point is not clear, don't worry, we will see the example and it will be more clear to you. Okay. So before we see the first best first search technique, let's see one example. Okay, first generate and test. The first you can say technique for the heuristic or uninformed search technique. Generate and test. Generate and test is a heuristic search technique based on the depth first search with backtracking, which I'm just I will give you this documentation how this breadth first test and generate and test search technique work, but I'm just tell you how this technique work. In the generate and test, we generate the solution. Again, I'm just repeating. We generate the possible solution, and out of that possible solution, we test. Is this this solution is this solution is correct or not correct? Means this solution is able to reach your goal state or not. If it is, then we will reach to the goal state and return the path. And if it is not, then again we will generate the solution and test. We will generate always in this search technique. We have two things. One is generator, which is generating the solution, and one is the tester, which test. Always this generator will generate the solution, and this tester will test that solution. This is a correct solution of your problem or not. If it is correct, this tester will check it is correct, it will accept. Otherwise, it will tell you to again generate the solution. Again, then the generator will generate the solution. This tester will test. It is again, if it is correct, it will accept. Otherwise, it will return to it will return to generator, and generator will again generate the solution, possible solution. Okay. So this algorithm, there is only 3-line algorithms. First, generate possible solution. Okay. For example, generating a particular point in the problem space, or generating a path from start state. Okay, means you are generating a solution. Then test the solution. Test to see if this is an actual solution by comparing the chosen point to the end point of the chosen path of the test to acceptable goal state. Means this tester will testing your generated solution. If it is the path which is you are looking for, if it is, then accept it. Otherwise, go to the state one, means start generate the new solution and test. Okay, we will generate the solution till we have find the solution. Okay, so diagrammatically you can see here we have one generator which is generating the solution, possible solution, and a tester which is testing. If it is incorrect solution, go back and ask to generator to again generate a possible solution. If it is and then generator will again generate one possible solution, tester will test. Again, if it is incorrect, go back to generate new solution, and it will uh, this loop will till if you find the correct solution. If you find the correct solution, you will stop. Always we follow this technique. If you remember, we follow this technique in our real life. Suppose I have given you one math problem. What you will do, you will try to solve this problem. If it is solved, you will stop. If it is not solved, again you will follow the next procedure, possible procedure which you can follow. If it is give you the correct answer, you will stop. Otherwise, you apply the next way or the next technique to solve that problem, math problem. Okay, are you getting my point? How this test generator and tester technique is working? Okay, if it is not again clear, see, I've just given you one program to print this pattern. Just I've given you a problem or program to write a program to generate this pattern. What you will do, you will write the code and run. If this code is generated like what I have just asking, this kind of pyramid structure, you will stop. Means you find a solution. If you write a program and it is not creating this solution, it is generating like a triangle. Okay, so what you will do, again you will write the code, change some kind of change in your code, and again test it is generating this code, this pattern or not. If it is, then stop again. Otherwise you will write or you will go to your code and change some kind of change you apply, and see that again you run the code and see the solution. Is it the solution which is you are looking for? If it is, if it is, then stop. Otherwise, you will repeat this state until you reach to your goal state. Means you will explore all the possible way to reach the goal. Okay, is it clear to all of you? I'm just pausing for a minute and waiting for your response. How this generator and tester work? Okay, most of the students are writing yes. Okay, good. Okay, in real life example we do this. Okay, we do this means what the problem we have, we find one solution. If it is work, we'll accept it. Otherwise, we will try some other solution. We will write some other code, or we find some other way to solve this problem. Okay, we will we will work on that problem until we have reached to the our goal. So these are the some property about this generator and tester. It is complete and it is non-redundant. Non-redundant means you cannot write the same code for all the time. Means if you are writing a code for generating this printing this pyramid structure, and if it's not work, you write the same code. Right? It is not working. It's redundant. Okay. So always you write the code which is unique. There's no need to stuck in any loop. Okay. I will share this document so you can easily find a solution. Suppose then the example is given. Suppose this is in a pin of 6 digit. Okay. 2 to 4 to 6 digit. Okay. How many possible combination it can generate? Is the pin of 6 digit. How many possible combination it can generate? The first combination is 0000. All the keys are 00. All the digit are 00. Then 01, 02, 03 up to 99 for this combination. Again 01 up to 99, and again this is 99 till the 99. So the possible combination for these two digit are 100. Possible combination of these two digit are 100. Possible combination of this, in total combination are 100 raised to the power 3. Okay, which is 10 to the power 6. That much possible combination it can create if we finding the key using uninformed search. Means we are exploring each and every possible combination to find a key. Suppose this is a key of your UPI, the 6-digit key for your UPI payment. Okay, so there's a number of possible combinations. It can be 10 to the power 6, and your if you follow the uninformed search technique, it will it will explore each and every possible combination, which is 10 to the power 6. Now in uninformed search technique or informed heuristic search technique, what we do, we apply some kind of guessing. We have some kind of information and follow that information to find the solution, to find the key for this problem. Okay, suppose we are guessing, I know your date of birth, so it can be easy for me to guess some kind of digits. I know your date of birth year in which year you're born, or what is the month, or what is the date. So this kind of information, if you apply it will create less number of combination. Okay, now when you create one combination, let's test it. It is your key. If it is not, then again apply the next combination and test it. It is a test it. It is a key. No, again you apply this next combination. Then you will test. You will follow this technique until you reach to your solution. Means ultimately you find the key which is you are looking for. Okay. Is it clear, the test and generator and test technique? Okay, okay, good. So the next search technique, which is the very important search technique, which is best first search technique. The next is best first search algorithm or technique, which is comes under the uninformed search. Informed search technique, which use some kind of heuristic. Okay. Again, I'm not reading what is written here in the document. I will share you. I'm just directly see the algorithm, how this technique work. Okay. In this technique, we first we have given a graph or tree or the our search space. First, place the starting node into our open list. We have a two list. We have create two list, open and close. In the open, this is not a list. In the open list, we will enter the node which we are exploring. Okay. And closed list, we will enter the element in this closed list which we already explored. Okay. So we have two lists, open and close. In the open list, we enter the element we are exploring, and the closed list the node we already explored. Okay. So the first point is place the starting node into the open list, which is the, suppose this is a tree A, B, C, D, E. So the starting node, we enter the first starting node into a list. If the open list is empty, stop and return it. Return failure means if you start exploring your search space and there is no state, so ultimately it's fail. Means there is no state. Okay. Remove the node n from the open list which has the lowest value of hn. Hn means the heuristic value, and place it in the closed list. First, we will explore this element and what are the possible uh, path from this node we will enter into this open list, and a we will try to remove we will remove this a from open to close. Okay. And here you can see B, C, D are the three possible way. Then we will check the heuristic value of these three possible ways. Suppose the heuristic value of this B, C, D are 3, 5, 2, 3, 1. So as you can see, there are three possible value, and the heuristic value of this possible value are 2, 3, 1. So we will enter these three node in a order with where heuristic value is less. Means here as you can see, the heuristic value of d is 1, so we will enter d as first, then the next heuristic value which is b, then c. So we will enter the element in this list, or you can say q, in the order in the order we follow, in which there are heuristic values. Means according to their heuristic value, we enter the element into our queue and expand the node and generate the successor of that node. Then we will explore the D and find the successor of D. Then again, we will enter the element or the state in our queue according to their heuristic value. Okay. If this algorithm is not clear, don't worry. We will see one example and it will clear then. Expand the node and check each successor node. Find whether any node is goal node. Obviously, we've seen in BFS and DFS. What are the successor we are finding? Check it is goal node or not. If it is goal, stop. Otherwise, if successor node is goal, then return success and terminate the search, and else proceed the step 6, means again explore the next successor and see the result. Okay. Again, if it's not clear, let's see one example. Just written one example. Okay, this, see this graph, best first. In the best first search, first what we create open a list. In the open list, we will write a starting node A. Okay, now you are at A, and the heuristic value of this A 40. What the value written in this blue color is showing the heuristic value, and this the value which is written over the edge in the green is the actual cost. Okay, your start state is A and your goal state is, just consider this G your goal state. Means you are starting from this state and your goal is this G. And okay, so first we enter element, the first element which is a start node in your open. Now what are the successor of these? The successor of A is, there are three successors of A: B, C, and D. B, C, and D. And what is the heuristic value for these three successors? 32 for B, C for 25, and D for 35. And as you can see, which heuristic value means we will enter these three successor in our open list as their heuristic value. We will remove A from our list and enter these three successor in the way as their heuristic value. So as you can see, the value of C heuristic value is less, so we will enter first C, then B, then D. In this order, we will enter the element in our queue. For the priority queue, we implement priority queue for the best search. Okay. Now we are at the our current node, which is the C. We will explore C from, as you can see in this graph, from C there is a three-way. Again, you can go back to A, or you can go to F and E. There is an E, F, and A. We will not follow A because it is already explored. Means it is in a closed list. Was the element we explored, we will enter into closed. So A is in A is in closed list, so we will not explore this A. We have only two options. We can go to E and F from C. let's see, let's write the heuristic value of E is 19 and heuristic value for F is 17. Okay, so now we explore the C, and we have now we have two these possible uh, way or path from C are E and F. So which we follow we will enter the element in that as such their heuristic value. So 17 is the least heuristic compared to E. So we'll enter F and E. Now one thing to note here, we have a 4 unexplored node in our open list, and their heuristic values is B heuristic value is 32, D heuristic value is 35, F heuristic value is 17, and E heuristic value is 19. We will sort this global list. We have 4 options, and each 4 uh, option has different heuristic value. So we'll sort this list. We're calling this a global list. So let's solve. When we sort it, the F has the least value, which is 17. Then E, then B, and D. So now this is your open list in sorted order. Now this F has the least heuristic value, so we will explore this F now. So F has two paths, which are D and G. From F you can go to D, G, or C. Okay, sorry, one more C. Now you can see C is also already explored, so you will not explore C. Okay, and D is already in open list, so there is no need to explore. Okay, so we have only one node to explore is G. So you will write again what are the we will add this G into our uh, this global list or open list G. Now again compare all these node heuristic value. E heuristic value is uh, E is 19, B is 32, 35, and G heuristic value, as you can see, is 0. So again you sort G, E, B, D. Okay. Now you reach to your G, and you will remove G, and your node means the current node is G. So you compare the current node is G, and which is your goal node. So we'll stop at this point when your current node which you are exploring, which is goal node. So what you will do, you will stop it, means you have reached your goal state. Okay, and you will return the path from which you reach to this goal node. So what path you followed, you can see in the close list. Okay, or the path you can see in this graph. I follow this path, A to C, C to F, F to G. So this is a path you will this will return A, C, F, G. This is the path you will follow to reach your goal state. Okay, is it clear? Is this point is clear? How this best first search technique is working? It is selecting the path which is showing the best heuristic value. There is n number of successor, and out of that n number of successor, we will select that successor which has the least heuristic value, and after that we'll explore that successor, and again we will find the least heuristic value and explore the next until we have reached to the our goal state. Okay, so how cost it will took, you can see the actual cost 14. From A to C is 14. From C to F it will took 10, and F to G it will took 20. So the total cost 20 plus 10, 30 plus 14, 44 cost it will took from start state to goal state. Okay, this is the solution. Okay, but as I told you, this uninformed search technique is not give you optimal solution. It is a good solution, 44. It's a good solution. 44 is a good solution, but it's not optimal. As you can see, other path if you explore the other path, it may be chance it took less cost compared to the solution you find using informed search technique. If you follow this path, just see, if you follow this path and see the cost, 14 plus 8 plus 9 plus 10, 10 plus 9, 19, 19 plus 8, 27 plus 14, 41. Now you can see 41 is a uh, less cost compared to this 41 what you find using this informed search technique. So you can say this informed search technique not give you guarantee to find the optimal solution, but it will give you the good solution or quick solution. It find the quick solution. It follows only one path. If it use Bradford search technique or any uninformed search technique, it is explore whole search space. When you search, when you explore the whole search space, it will took a lot of time. Okay. Is it clear?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, suppose that any two node have the same heuristic value, then we can explore any one.
Yes, yes. In the last class, I also told to Kiran, if there is a two, just see, if there is a B, C, D, just consider D has also 25 heuristic value and C is also heuristic value is 25. So you can opt any of these successor. Okay, it is up to you. Okay, if that successor is able to find the goal node or find the goal state, it is good. Otherwise, you have to backtrack. Okay. Suppose again I want to mention one more key point about this search technique. Suppose you are exploring C, you have explored C, then F, then G. You reach to the goal. Suppose you followed that path, and that path there is no goal node is available. So what you will do? You explore, you backtrack and explore the B. Then in this B child, you will see the goal. If it is the goal, then you will return. Otherwise, you will explore D. Is it clear? So means we are exploring the whole search space until we reach to the goal. Otherwise, we will return failure. Means there is no goal in our search space. So the solution, what the solution we reached, what the path we find to reach our goal state is depend on the heuristic. How good you calculate your heuristic. If you calculate the good heuristic, always you find a good solution. If you calculate, if in your calculation you are not your heuristic is not good, then you will find not a good solution. If it is clear, then go back to our uh, what algorithm. There's a two advantage. Best for such technique can switch between BFS and DFS by gaining the advantage of both the algorithm. And this algorithm is more efficient than BFS and DFS, as you have seen. And it has disadvantage. It can behave an unguided depth first search technique in worst case scenario. The worst case scenario, when you have not a, if you are not implement a good heuristic, if you not calculate a good heuristic, if you have a bad heuristic, it can be give you a, it cannot be able to find the even solution, and if you find the solution, not be a good solution. Suppose you are finding the path to reach to your friend home, and someone someone is unguide guide what I can say, आप अपने फ्रेंड का घर एक नए सिटी में ढूंढ रहे हैं, बट आप जिसने अपने रास्ता पूछा उसने आपको गलत रास्ता बता दिया। तो हो सकता है आप कहीं भी सिटी में घूमते ना आपको सोल्यूशन को सर्च करने में बहुत टाइम लग जाए या सोल्यूशन आपको नहीं मिले, आपको लूप में फंस जाए। ठीक है, ये भी एक चांस है इसमें। Okay, so means it can be stuck in a loop as DFS, and this algorithm is not optimal, as I've seen. It's not give you guarantee to find the optimal solution always. So let's go back to our PPT. So then some key point I've just written about the heuristic. Heuristic sorry. In this algorithm, we use to list open and close. In the open list, all those nodes that have been generated and have had heuristic function applied to them, but have not yet been examined. In that list, we contain the in that list we store the that node which already generated and will not explored till this point. Okay, and closed the contain all the node that have been already examined. Okay, so there's one example as you can see on your screen. Okay, just consider this. As you can see, this is your start node from where you starting, and this is your goal node. You can find the goal node as their heuristic value. If the heuristic value of your heuristic value is 0, means it is a goal node, means there is no cost to reach your goal node because it's a goal itself. Okay, so this start node is goal node, and you start from this node, and we have three successor A, B, and C, and again you will see the heuristic value. As you can see, the heuristic value of these three are 2, 6, and 5. Which successor you will select? 2, because it's a least heuristic value. And you explore 2, again you have two path B and D. You will see again the heuristic value 8 and 10. You will explore this 8, then 8 from this state E there is only one path which is K, and K heuristic value is 1. Okay, K 1, but from the K there is no path. As you can see, there is a direction is shown. So what you will do, you will backtrack. You will reach to E, then E to B, then E to A. Then we have D already explored, B already explored, and C. Okay, so out of these B, D, and C, which node has the least heuristic value, will explore that node. So this is the 10, 6, and 5. As you can see, 5 is the least heuristic value, so explore C. For the C, you will go to the H, because there is the only path H. From the H, there is a two path I and J. I has heuristic value is 5, and J has heuristic value 6. So you will select I. From the I, you can there is a two path which is M. We can reach to M and L. So M heuristic value is 1 and L heuristic value is 0. So you will select this L, and heuristic value is 0, and you will explore L. Then you can see you will see L exploring L, and this heuristic value is 0. Or you can compare this current node to your goal node, which is goal node means is equals to goal node. So we will stop at this point, and you will return the path which we followed to reach that goal. Okay, so you will return this path and see the cost. It will to cost A. The path is A, S, C, H, I, and L. The cost A to C is 5, S to C is 5, C to H is 7, S to J is 4, and J to L is 8. We will sum up 12 and 12, which is 24. We will took 24 cost from these to start state to goal state. Okay. I just So in the next class, we will see the beam search technique and A star search technique, which is very, very important search techniques for finding the solution, comes under informed search technique. Okay. So please write the attendance in chat, and if you have doubt, you can ask or leave the class. Otherwise, leave the class.